Good morning all, this is V with Art of Wigs with V, and welcome to my channel. If you're new, I hope you will like and subscribe. Even if you're not new and you're back visiting, please like and subscribe. It helps me to understand and know exactly what you would like to see in wigs. This is predominantly a channel that will be covering mostly short wigs, but I will give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You'll always get a truthful review from me. I want to thank Franny's Hair for sending me this wig that I'm going to be reviewing in just a couple minutes for you. And this is the new Estetica Vale that is heat friendly, of their heat friendly 3 styles that came out, and it is a shorter version. It is in the color Chrome RT1B, which is not to be confused with Beltres's Chrome, which is different. This has a lot more gray in it than Beltres's Chrome does, and it does have a black root. It's one of my favorite colors. So I'm going to slip her on for you. Well, first I'm going to show you the cap. I think I'll start there. Okay. Vale has an interesting cap. All right, this is it. It has a monofilament part that goes back into the crown. It's quite nicely curved right here. There's some permatease, a little bit that lives under here. It's very little, but otherwise it would be very flat. Okay, and it comes down here into into a lace front, but that lace front is probably only about 2 inches long, and it stops in the middle of the forehead and then becomes like a standard cap the rest of the way. Don't ask me why, because I have no answers. It would be called a mini lace front. It has cloth ear tabs, covered ear tabs with nice stays in them, and a very nice amount of hair spliced in to those ear tabs. Then we get to the back. Finally, we have Estetica with our long-awaited Velcro adjusters, which are great. And then it has a velvet-covered nape, extended nape. Hold on, I'm checking for stays in the back, and yes, there are some very nice stays in this extended nape, which I greatly appreciate over some that don't put any stays in those. So here's the other ear tab. Now, I've had her for a few days because I've kind of been in a quandary about reviewing her. Part of it was because I'm not a fan of this mini lace. Just gonna melt with it right there. And I decided that when I did put her on and play around with her just a little bit, I felt this was the exact same wig as another Estetica wig that has an entire lace front and should be able to be styled in the same manner, but it can't be because of the mini lace front. I feel it's heat friendly, okay, which the fibers, to me, when I feel it compared to the wig that I believe it is exactly like, with the exception that it's heat friendly and there's a couple other differences which I'll point out, but I'm going to compare them to you. Vale, I'll just put it on. Now, I had the adjusters moved in so they're about that far apart. So would this fit a large head person, considering mine is only 20 1/4 circumference, a little bit more with the grip on? Yes, I believe it would fit probably a large head. Excuse me, my earring came off. Because look at the stretch. This is this typical Estetica stretch, way out like this. I love Estetica wigs. I love normally their monofilament tops because it doesn't stretch up here where the monofilament is, but it stretches all around the circumference. So it can fit everyone from average, pretty close to being large, but yet it can still fit me, and I have a child size head because there is no stretch here. It's in the circumference area where you need it. And for me, I don't like wigs really tight to my head. I like a little bit of room underneath the cap. Sorry, I had hair getting in my nose. So let's take a look at if we can see the mono part here. I think I'm going to this through it and see what happens. All right. If it'll pop out of there or not. There it is. You can see the monofilament part. Now, if you look at it closely, it's extremely straight and extremely baked in. That can happen sometimes, and it was the same on the wig I'm going to compare it to also. So I usually go in and I scrub on those because they don't look realistic when they're that straight. Not to my eye anyway. So this comes very flat looking like this. In the stock photo, it kind of looks like this, and they've kind of like puffed up the sides a bit. And this is pretty much what you have. All right. Now this is laying very flat to my forehead here, but it has to be because if not, you will see a very hard, knotty bump right here where the lace stops, because the lace is sewn from here to here. And there are two really hard knots, one right here, and then the one right in the middle of your forehead that wants to lift up and not lay flat. So to move it off your face at all, you're going to see that. So it would have to be coming over on this side to cover it up. Right, so the measurements on Vale. The crown is 6.25 inches. The side is 2.75. Now they are talking about the spliced in hairs on the ear tab, from the top of the ear tab down, because I measured them. That is where they're talking about. All right, the nape is 1.25. That is, once again, short, but it has an extended nape, so that makes that hair come down a little bit further. The bang is 7 inches, and the weight is 2.4 ounces. Does it feel really light? No, it doesn't feel like 2.4 ounces. It actually feels heavier to me. I'm not sure why. Okay. It does have, if I go in here, there's permatease in here. Not a ton of it, but it goes from here around, and it does go up in here. So I want to measure this front just to be sure that the measurement is right, because lately I have a lot of wigs that come in and they don't seem to be the measurement that the manufacturer is saying. So let's pull this hair down from where it grows out and let's see what it comes to. It actually comes to a point of 8 inches. There's a shorter piece here on the side, as you can see, that will stop a little higher. This side is actually, the skinny piece of it comes all the way to almost 7, but it really, I believe, stops at around 5 inches. And it stated that it never stated what that size was. So I guess it could be whatever they wanted it to be or whatever you wanted it to be. Now I want to show you the lace. Now traditionally I have a lot of Estetica wigs in this color. The lace fronts are done beautifully. You don't notice the knotting at all. They bring some of the lighter fibers up into the lace, so the knotting looks really good. In this one, there's a lot of dark knots in this color. So I don't think it looks very natural, even off the face there. And even this little bit I can get just to here off the face. So even if I mess this up like I usually do with my fingers, the knotting still doesn't get a lot better because it's really dark and it's really thick there. And then, of course, it goes into this bump here that's quite honestly bothering my head. Now, what could I do to Vale? I can pump her up for sure, because there's permatease also in this crown going all the way around. Quite thick at the crown. Okay, even though it comes very flat. I think you can tell from the style photo, if you look at it closely, that it's got more hair, and it's got quite a bit of, it's got a fair amount of permatease in it. I would say it's not really light density, not quite medium, if that makes any sense. All right, now there's a piece right here that doesn't seem to want to be here. I think maybe I did trim this piece because it's on the other side of the part, so it doesn't want to go over here and stay. Well, what do you know, it did stay. But see, it wants to keep coming back. But it was way down to here when I got it. So I did trim some off, but it doesn't want to stay with the other hair. I really think it just needs to be cut off short and just brought into the family on that other side. Now, I don't really care much for where the part is either, because I feel like the part is, I don't know. It's actually, I like a low part normally, lower than normal. But, and could I part it a little more? Yeah, I could go a little deeper on my part, or I could go a little more this way. Not much. Maybe not quite a quarter of an inch either way, if it was that much. But I think this is because of the fact that it's trying to cover up where there is no lace front. So I would like to, on this, sweep it off my face with a lower part, because that's what I like to do with this other wig that I have that is, I believe, the same wig, only with different features. I put a little bit of John Renault Peace Out cream on my hands because it has no product in it, and I'm just coming over with it. But I can't go completely off my face with it. I've got to do something here because of the lace stopping there. So here I am with it needing to look more like this. I could put this behind my ear. I like the spliced out sides. All the hair spliced in the sides is really nice. It's like an undercut, but they don't mention it being an undercut. But it gives you, if you don't have any sideburns, it gives you some really nice sideburns that will be 2.75 inches long. Okay. So this is heat friendly, so I should be able, I would think, to wave it or something like that. However, I haven't tried that, and I don't know if I will, because I'm not one to change the style that much in my wigs, and I really don't know how much work that would take. So this would be about the way that I could wear her as I see it. I can't tell you much more. I can show you what the back looks like. Okay, this is the side here, and it does have really, I do like the way the hair is spliced in there. And this is the nape with, once again, the edge of the wig is here. That is where my grip is. And then this, if I pulled it up, is the extended nape, and it plops down below the grip. And it has stays in it, so you can pinch them to the head, meaning when you bend your head down, it stays in place and it doesn't pop up. So that's Vale, Estetica's new heat-friendly style in the color Chrome RT1B. Now I want to compare it to one of my favorite wigs that I believe it could have very well have been an upgrade for this wig if they would have given it an entire lace front. Whether they made it heat-friendly or not wouldn't have been the issue. When I feel of the two fibers, this one has never been worn and it has no product in it. It's the same color. This one feels, I close my eyes to feel so I don't get distracted. Before I did this before I put product in it. This one, the denier is thicker. There's a lot more permatease. The permatease is even over here. Can you see how I just puffed that out so easily? On this one, the denier is finer. It's silkier. It's a total synthetic. It has virtually no permatease, only a tiny bit under there. has a little bit in the front, on the longer side crown area. Not anywhere near the amount of permatease that is in Vale. Now I'm going to take it off and compare it to you the best I can by this one no longer being on my head. So that's Vale. And the wig that I believe is the very closest to it is Perry. Now, I've seen 2 reviewers state that they felt the inspiration for Vale was Jet. That is not true. Jet is far shorter than Vale. It's cut different. It's cut with more layering in it. The measurements on the manufacturer's site for Jet are not correct. They are the exact same measurements that they use on Petite Easton, which is considered to be Jet's little sister, and it indeed is. It's a petite version of Jet. Or it was supposed to be, because the measurements on Petite Easton are exactly correct. And the measurements for Perry, or for Jet, and I own 4 Jets, are considerably longer, right? So if you're petite and you like Jet, the hair will just be a little bit shorter, but it will fit you like a glove. So I'm going to give this a shake. This is Perry in Chrome RT1B that I have not worn yet and have not put any product in. However, I do own 4 Perrys. Now, does this look like Vale or not? Only a little flatter, because there's only a small amount of permatease right here and some right here. Nowhere near the amount of permatease that's in Vale. Can I still bump it up? Yes, I can. I love the shine of it. Vale is probably not quite as shiny, toned down a little, but with this gray and silver look, I love the shine in it. I don't do anything to tamp down the shine of my Chrome RT1B wigs. It's very silky feeling. I love the stylability of it. This Perry came in all honesty, to have all the sides a bit longer than they are on my other Perrys. By, I would say, about that much there and about this much here. Now, the difference in specs of the two are that Perry is considered to have a crown of 4.75 to the crown of 6.25 of Vale, which is not the case, and I measured my old one, and my old one measures very close to the exact same as this, and this measures, quite frankly, 8 inches. My other one measures 7. Okay. And the sides are 1.25. Perry is stated to have an undercut, which it does, which is lovely. There it is. Hair is not as long, okay? And that side is considered to be 1.25, which is accurate. It is. So when you pull it off your face, you've always got this also, but it just won't be as long as on Vale. Plus, the nape on Perry is, one of the adjusters came undone because it's got the old-fashioned adjusters. The nape is 1.25 on Perry, and it's 1.50 on Vale. The bang is supposed to be 6 inches on Perry. My other ones are longer than 6 inches also. They are approximately 7. And this one, I lost my tape. Excuse me, having a senior moment apparently. I'm back. Okay. So, go here and measure like we did with Vale. The tip of this comes down to 8.5 inches. That's probably about an inch longer than the rest of my Perrys do. But it states that that bang is only 6 inches. So it's more like 7. And this side, it also, once again, doesn't say how long it is. But it comes down to 6.25 inches. Now, it looks pretty much the same. It has a monofilament part. It has a lace front. I will show you in a second. And it goes from here to here, the lace front does. No hardness. I mean, there's a little hardness where they sew, but not like I had in the veil. So you can see it has a pretty natural looking lace front. I don't see a whole lot of really dark knots. This is my widow's peak sticking out, by the way. Okay. So what can I do with Perry that I couldn't do with veil? I can pull Perry completely off my face. You put some John Renault pea soap cream in it like I did on veil. Go in here. I want to rub out that part a little bit, get it loosened up so it's not quite as stiff and baked in. I'm going to put some on my lace front, kind of to mess it up a little bit. To make it look a little more natural. Some on these sides to kind of scoop them forward. Now, I'm going to go up in here with what I have left in my hand, and I'm going to pull Perry over. I'm going to go for a little deeper part on her. I can still see, look at this, look at here. I can still see the part. I can still see scalp. Going for a deep part. And I can pull this forward. I can have this over here like this. I can pull this off my face. I can put the whole thing back. I'm going to hold on to my lace front here. When you rake your hair back, just hold on to your lace front. So I can pull it all the way off my face. I could bring a few little hairs down here. I have this nice undercut here. Nobody's going to guess that that is a wig. They're not going to guess it on veil either, because the sides are even longer. The little bit of spliced in hair. But I can't take it all the way off my face in veil because it doesn't have a full lace front. Now, I can pump this out a little bit more. But if I want it to be a little more sleek looking and less bohemian, I might want to wear it this way. I could not wear veil this way. Okay, this is just John Renault pea soap cream with a little bit of it. I have not put any hairspray in this. Now I will give you a little bit of a spin here. And we get around here to the nape. Here's the edges of the wig. I think my grip's walking a hair here. I'm trying out a new grip, so there, I just straightened it. You can see right here that the edges of the wig are at the edge of the grip. Here is the extended nape. I'll fold it up so you can see it. The edge of it is at the bottom. Where it hooks onto the wig is at the bottom of the grip. In the dent under the occipital bone, I flip that down. This is my nape. It has stays to pinch in, so it will stay when I bend my head forward and not pop up, as the sides have. Oops, I didn't go all the way around, did I? Now, if I wanted to do her on the right side, yes, I can do Perry on the right side because I have a full lace front. I have had 2 braids in Perry in the top, going off to this side, and then an actual twist and over in one of my Perrys. Stylability of Perry is amazing. I feel that Vale could have very easily have been an upgraded Perry. Upgraded by meaning it had heat-friendly fibers and a 1/4 of an inch longer at the nape. But instead they gave us a micro lace front with a big bump right there that totally changes how we can style her. Now, Vale is less expensive than Perry by somewhere in the vicinity of about $22, I think. However, I would pay extra money to have the versatility of Perry over Vale any day. That's why I have 4 of them. My other one, yeah, it's a little bit shorter here, but so is Vale. I might trim that off even. It might be just a little too long for me. Yeah, I have that right. As Dolly Parton would say, yes, it's my hair. It's all bought and paid for. So, in the course of all of this, I lost an earring, dropped my glasses, had quite a few senior moments. But I just wanted you to see that there is an alternative to the heat-friendly Vale that will give you a full lace front that is a synthetic, that you don't have to use any heat on it for any reason. It washes beautifully. I can turn this into a couple of braids here and do another sweep over. I've done that with the one that is called Icy Shadow, which is dark underneath and real icy blonde on the top. And I love Perry. It's one of my favorite wigs to wear. I can mess it up and have hair coming down here on my face if I want. Could I have done that with Vale? Yes, I could have. But Vale didn't seem to want to do this same stuff. It seemed harder, and I think it has to do with the heat-friendly fibers or something. It didn't seem to want to go like this because I tried it earlier. Okay, I couldn't exactly do that. Anyway, that's the comparison of the new Vale by Estetica, heat-friendly, and with the micro lace part that stops in the middle of your forehead versus, I believe, her twin with a few changes or differences in Perry. So you'll have to make the decision which you would prefer. If you love it and you think you can play with the heat-friendly stuff and you want to try that, you can. For me, it's lost on me. I will stick to Perry every time. So that's my spiel, my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I thank you for coming and being with me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so that I know whether or not you're getting something from my content or what you like. And remember to look for Vale and Perry on Franny'sHair.com, which will be in the description box. And I may not have mentioned this, but this wig was also given to me by Franny's Hair to review quite some time ago. So I just happened to pull it out because I loved it so much that I ordered a new one. And so I had a new one that didn't have any product in it that I could compare to Vale. So thanks for coming with me today. I hope you got something out of this review. And I hope to see you again very soon. So you take care and have a blessed day.